course, if we're talking about Borobudur, I gotta show you another beautiful place which is called Prambanan, and this place is magnificent as well, guys. So just check it out, just check it out and enjoy this wonderful World Heritage Site, actually, by all means, yes.
After visiting Borobudur, I got inspired to visit another place in central Java. I thought that my trip to this region wouldn't be complete without visiting Prambanan. And Prambanan, guys, it's a 9th century Hindu temple compound in central Java, dedicated to the Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. The temple compound is located approximately 17 kilometers northeast of the city of Yogyakarta. This temple compound is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is the largest Hindu temple in Indonesia and the second largest in Southeast Asia after Angkor Wat in Cambodia. It is characterized by its tall and pointed architecture. It is very typical of Hindu architecture, actually, with this towering 47-meter high central building inside a large complex of individual temples. Prambanan temple compounds originally consisted of about 240 temple structures. Believe it or not, it's a very huge complex. And all these structures, they basically represented the greatness of ancient Java's Hindu art and architecture, and it's also considered as a masterpiece of the classical period in Indonesia. After being used and expanded for about 80 years, the temples were mysteriously abandoned near the half of the 10th century. Possibly, a devastating eruption of Mount Merapi. It's a volcano located about 25 kilometers north of Prambanan. Or maybe some power struggle caused to this abandonment, but the true reason of such abandonment is unclear until today. Nobody knows why they actually abandoned these wonderful and magnificent structures back in 10th century.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but Prambanan looks very interesting and very awesome place to visit. So if you're gonna be in central Java, stop by, check it out. Wonderful place.
Another great thing about Prambanan is that every single temple is open for visiting. Yes, you can actually walk inside and see how they look from the inside. Inside it is a little bit dark, so not every single temple is going to be lit enough to see all the details, but a few temples actually have enough light to see what's inside, what kind of statues they got inside and stuff like that. Every single temple dedicated to single god, so there are so many different temples. Some of them rebuilt, some of them are still in ruins. but those which are rebuilt and which are open for tourists to visit are pretty interesting. And if you're going to be in Prambanan, I highly recommend you to go inside and check every single temple, because not for nothing, guys, this is a piece of very ancient architecture and very ancient culture.
This place looks magnificent and it's a wonderful place, honestly. Wow, I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked right now. I don't know. It's truly something magnificent. Wow. You should visit it.
So the logical question would be, okay, all these temples stood here for so many years, for so many centuries, abandoned, and nothing happened to them? Well, it actually did. The temples did collapse during a major earthquake in the 16th century. Although the temples ceased to be an important center of worship back then, and all these ruins scattered around the area were, basically still recognizable and known to the local Javanese people in later times, but nobody actually really paid attention to this place. And here you can see the parallel between Borobudur and Prambanan, because both sites became abandoned and basically they got forgotten until the moment they actually got rediscovered. Prambanan got rediscovered back in 1733 by an employee of East India Company who wrote about Prambanan in his journal. And then Dutch colonial government of Java started the reconstruction project of Prambanan back in 1918. The second massive reconstruction happened here in 1930s. And then Indonesian government did major reconstruction works back in 1980s and 1990s. But to be honest, guys, it is still an ongoing project until today. That's why you see so many stones around, laying in some order, getting numbered and checked for the possible placement in the restoration project. Basically, the bottom line, Prambanan, which was a major Hindu temple back in the 9th century, went through complete abandonment and got reborn in 20th century as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which you can actually visit today. But Prambanan is not the only temple which I'm gonna show you in this video, guys. There are 3 Buddhist temples located north of Prambanan: Lumbung, Bubra, and Sewu. Lumbung and Bubra are pretty small temples. That's why my focus will be on Sewu Temple Complex, because it's much larger and you will see it right now. By the way, Sewu Temple is the second largest Buddhist temple complex in whole Indonesia, after Borobudur of course, and Borobudur is the largest Buddhist temple in the whole entire world. So Sewu Temple is a pretty important piece of history, and it is also consists of several surrounding smaller temples. The exact number of all buildings in Sewu complex is 249. So you understand this is not just a simple temple. This place is very special. Sewu Temple was built back in the year of 782, or sometime around that year, and it was abandoned as well. It went through some rough moments and centuries of abandonment, but let's be honest, it is here today, standing tall and getting preserved for the future generations.
Well guys, some rooms are definitely very dark, so I can't really film in there because you're not gonna see anything. But while I was walking here, you probably noticed it's a lot of stone pieces on the ground, just, you know, laying in some specific order. That's because they still trying to figure out how to put several temples together. You probably noticed that all these temples actually look alike because they actually were built in the same time frame, about 8th or 9th century. So they're about 11 or 1200 years old, give or take. But yeah, and very interesting story about all these 3 different temples is that they actually located on a straight line. Yeah, if you would take a look on a map, you can draw a direct line through all these 3 different temples. It's very interesting. So yeah, very unique place, very interesting place, and hey, we gotta be grateful. It's still here, it's still around, and people can come and visit it. I think it's beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but to me, visiting places like this is just super enjoyable. This place has got something special, and well, if you're into history, if you're into archaeology, I don't know, different views of civilizations, I don't know, you know, if you're into all that cosmic stuff as well, you should come and visit places like this. You're honestly receiving a wonderful energy in here, and I know, it's unspeakable. I can't really explain you this. You just gotta come here and feel it. No jokes. Well, yeah.
Not for nothing, guys, it is amazing to come and visit all these places, because in a way you are getting in touch with a very old history here. You actually become a part of this history as well, because listen, how many people visited these places, how many people prayed here, how many historic events happened here, and now you are a part of this place as well. You definitely leave a piece of your energy here, that's for sure. But I believe that in exchange you get some blessing in return. And if you want to visit something special, if you want to see something magnificent, just go to Central Java, visit Prambanan and Sewu temple. Visit Borobudur and enjoy the energy of these wonderful places, because these places are truly cosmic.